J.
We teach your girl child virtue. We teach your girl child good value. We raise an awesome female child to change our world. Together building a wholesome, God-fearing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another program of Shaping a Female Child One at a Time. We're so glad that you joined us today. And in the house today, we have myself, Cecelia Howard, and Mama J. And we are going to be your host on the show today. We hope that you enjoyed the day. We're wishing you good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the part of the world that you're watching us from. We would like to know you and give you a shout out. This is a safe space where you can learn virtue, value, based on biblical principle, and also values that can shape you to become a better and a great woman in the future. Myself and Mama J, we're so happy and glad that you join us today on this program. We would like to know you. Please, in the comment section, send in your name, where you're joining from. We hope that you enjoyed the last section. And today, again, we will be continuing with the last section, which is what the word is saying versus what God says. This program is to shape you to help raise wholesome, virtuous, responsible, reliable, powerful, strong female child that can become the future leader of tomorrow. We believe so much in you. We know that your future is bright, and we know that you have a whole lot in you, within you, that the whole world is waiting for. And that is the reason why we put together this powerful program. I will give it to Mama J now to carry us into the program. I can see the Onwas family, the girls from Onwas family, joining us on the program from Tennessee. I see Victoria. I see her siblings joining us from Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank you for joining us. I see, yeah, Mary. I also see Debbie and Mercy joining us from Arizona. Thank you for joining. Please keep it coming. Mama J, over to you, ma.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you all back. Like Madam Cecelia said, we hope that you enjoyed the last episode. As a matter of fact, the feedbacks have been amazing,
Yes.
and we would like to hear more feedback from you. Thank you for joining. How have you been since the last 1 month that we left you? Because we had this exactly 1 month ago. Remember,
Yes.
we said that we're going to be having this once every month.
Every
And
month.
if you are coming alone today, you
Mm.
are wrong, because if you had a nice time last time, you're supposed to come with someone. You're supposed to have told someone about this, right? You're
Yeah.
supposed to have told your friends in school. You're supposed to have
Yeah.
told your friends in your neighborhood. You're
Yeah.
supposed to have told your friends in church that
Mm-hmm.
there was a program that you were a part of and you
Yes.
really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not too late. You can send the link to
Mm-hmm.
them. You can send the link
Yes.
to them, let them join and be a part of this.
Yeah.
And going forward, I would
Mm-hmm.
expect that every one of you joining will tell another person about it. And
Mm-hmm.
then we can all, learn together, right? When there's a saying that when you shape a female child, you're shaping an entire generation. And
Yes.
so you are special, you're wonderful, and you're learning something wonderful here. You're learning something that money cannot buy here. And we don't want you to
Mhm.
be selfish, right? We want you
Yes.
to give. You're supposed to be a giver. So you're supposed to give. And so tell other people about it. So, like I said,
Mm.
how have you been? I trust you've been great. Let's know where you're joining us from. Let us know where you are. Yes, let's know where you're joining us from, and then basically that. So, but before we go on, we're going to um, do a quick recap of what we have done, what we did last class. Should I call it a class or a last podcast?
That's
Right. But let's
fantastic.
see, do we
Yes.
have more people joining? Do we have more people joining you, Madam Cecilia, before we
Yes,
get
we have. Yes, we have Ayomide joining from Queen Creek in Arizona. We also have
welcome
Uyolua
everybody?
joining Uyolua, the Olabington's family, the great Olabington's girls, joining from Missouri here in America. Thank
Welcome.
you so much for joining us. We love you. Yeah, those are the people we have for now. We have the Ogunboye joining us from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much. Debbie, Mercy, thank you for joining from Gilbert, Arizona. We love you all.
Welcome, Debbie, Messi.
Yeah.
Welcome, the Ogun Boys, and every other person that has joined that we have probably missed out. Welcome, everybody. All right, so
Mm.
should we dive right into it because of our time?
Yes, I
I
think we
believe we
should.
should.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to comment in the comment section or write in the comment section what
Mm-hmm.
stood out for you in our last podcast. What did you learn? What stood out for you in the last podcast? So I'm expecting your feedbacks. I'm expecting your feedbacks. I'm going to do
Mm.
quick recap. I'm going to do a quick
Anyway,
recap. So we're talking about. So
Mama
while
J.
I'm doing the quick recap, I'm expecting
Yes.
your comments in the comment
Yeah,
section.
Mama
What stood
J.
out for you, or what did you learn?
Yeah, we also have the Stog Mission female children. Solution to our generation is an orphanage home in Ibadan, Oyo State. We have the girls from there joining under Favor Kazim handle. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And we trust that you're going to have a wonderful time again with this podcast. All right. I can see Debbie's comment. She said, I am beautifully made. Yay.
Oh, that's
That's
so
something that stood out for you. And I hope that you have been affirming that. I hope you have been affirming that you're beautifully
mm,
made. Yes, there
beautifully
is no
made.
two persons.
Mm,
Yes, there are no two
mm,
persons like you. So yes, you are
yeah,
beautifully made. All right, I'm
beautifully
still
made.
expecting your comment from our
Right.
last podcast. What did you
Mm-hmm,
learn from our last podcast? What
mm-hmm,
stood out for you? Because I believe that whatever stood out for you
mm,
is supposed to carry you
mm.
from the last time till now, and then you're
Yes,
filling
yes.
up whatever it is. It's just like a bottle,
Mm.
right? It's like a
Yes.
bottle. So you're
Mm.
filling. Whatever you have used up again, you
Mm.
come again for the next podcast again.
Next
You're filling
podcast.
until you
Yes.
become the best version of
Yes.
yourself. Until
Mm-hmm.
you become the
Mm-hmm.
best version of
Mm-hmm.
yourself. So I'm
Yes.
expecting your comments, but let me quickly do a recap. We're talking about
Yes.
what God says. We talked about what God says versus
Mm-hmm.
what the
The
world
word
says,
says.
right?
Yes.
And we
Mm-hmm.
talked about your identity and worth because the
Mm-hmm.
world says something about your identity and your worth, but God says something better about it. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
around there that we talked about being fearfully and wonderfully made, just
Yes.
like Debbie had mentioned. All
Mm-hmm.
right, we talked about relationships too,
Yes.
relationships and attention. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about what God says and what the world says about relationships and
Mm-hmm.
attention. We have another comment. Madam Cecilia, can you help
Yes.
us get that
Yeah,
comment?
this is from Ayomide from the Olorun Femi's family. She said, what stood out for me was that we shouldn't listen to what the world is trying to convince us or tell us to do or how to act. Instead, we should listen to what the Bible and what God says. Wow, that is beautiful. Yeah, that is beautiful. Ayomide, thank you so much for applying that and for carrying that with you. Thank you so much. Thank you
That's
so much.
profound. I
Yes,
love
yes,
it. I
yes,
love
yes.
it.
Thank
We
you
should
so
listen
much.
to what the Bible says
What the
and not
Bible
what
says.
God says. Don't listen to what the
To what
world
the
would
word
say.
says.
They will try to convince you, yes, on how to behave and how to act, but God says something differently. I'm so excited with this comment. So keep it coming, keep it coming. We also talked about what the world says versus what God says
Yes.
as regards sexual purity. We talked
Yes.
about sexual purity. And
Yes.
then finally, we also talked about success and ambition, what the world says about success, what versus what God says about success and ambition. So I believe that that's where we ended it last.
Last time. Yes.
Um, yes, that's where we ended it last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
Can
yes,
I
so we're
chip
going
in
to,
something before you
yes,
move on,
ma'am.
man?
Yes, you
So,
can.
for people that are just joining us for the very first time, last time we talked about the fact that there is only one you in the entire world, and God created you for a purpose. So, you should carry
Yeah,
yourself as the king's daughter. As the king's daughter,
yeah,
carry yourself with dignity, speak it into your consciousness, and know that whatever your friends out there are saying about you, it doesn't matter. There is one
yeah,
thing that only matters, and that is what God says about you. And there is only one
absolutely.
you. You are unique, created
Yeah.
by God for a purpose. Yeah. I just want to add that. Thank you, Ma.
Okay.
You can continue, Ma.
All right. Okay, so we also gave you an assignment. We also gave you an
Mm-hmm.
assignment from the in between.
Yes.
I I
Yeah.
believe that we have done the assignment. So if you have done
Yeah.
the assignment, I want you to write in the comment section what you learned. We
Mm.
asked you to read chapter 6 of the
Yes.
in
Chapter
between that
6.
talks about choices and consequences.
Yes.
So put in the comment section what you learned from that
Mhm.
chapter. Put
Yes.
in the comment
Comment
section
section. Let's see.
what you learned about that chapter.
Yeah.
The title of that chapter is Living with the Aftermath, and it talked
Chapter
about,
6. Yeah.
yes, chapter 6, Living with the
Chapter 6.
Aftermath, and it talked about the consequences of your actions. Every
Mm-hmm.
action has consequences, either positive or negative
Negative. Yes.
consequences. So
Mm-hmm.
every action has consequences. All right. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
while we are waiting for your comments, because of
Yes.
our
We're
time,
waiting. Mm-hmm.
yes, we are waiting for your comments. So please type
Yes.
it in. So while we are waiting for your
Mm-hmm.
comments, we're going to get
Mm.
um into the lesson for today.
Yes.
Is that fine? Should we get
Yes.
into it?
Yes. Let's get into the lesson for today, Ma. While we wait for
Okay.
their comment. Yeah.
Okay.
Lesson for today.
All right. So while we are prepping for that, let me read a story for us. Let me read a story for us that will get us into the mood of today's lesson. All right. Are
Mm-hmm.
we ready? Yes, I believe we
Yes.
are ready. Okay, we have a comment
Yes.
from Debbie. Please, can you read
From
that, ma'am?
Debbie. Yeah, so Debbie read the book, chapter 6, and what she learned was that my actions will do something to my future. So I need to do the right thing at the right times, all the times. Wow, that is powerful. That is powerful. That is powerful. Thank you, Debbie. We're rooting for
Thank
you. Thank you
you.
so much. Yeah.
Yes, I like that. I always
Hmm.
like when we give you something to do and you actually do it. It shows that you
Hmm.
want to learn, you want to
Hmm.
grow, and you want to
Hmm.
improve on yourself. So
Hmm.
I like
Hmm.
that you read it. And I believe that
Hmm.
whatever the reason why we tell you
Hmm.
to type some things is that sometimes when you type it, it becomes a part of
Mhm.
you. It becomes a conscious
Yes.
part of you that okay,
Yes.
so this is what I am. So as
Yes.
you have said that you have learned that your actions will do something to your
Okay.
future. So you need to
Hmm.
do right at all times. It becomes a part of
Hmm.
you. So when you want to
Hmm.
make decisions every time,
Hmm.
what comes to your mind is I should make the right decision
Right
because it's a part
decision.
of my future.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
That's powerful. Yeah.
Yes.
That's powerful. Okay.
All right. So can I go ahead now? I believe I
Yes, you
can go
can
ahead.
go ahead, ma. Oh, we have
Okay.
another one from your midday. Your
Oh, awesome.
midday. She said, I learned that your actions cause either good or bad things in the future. and that we should make our actions so that it will be good in the long run. Wow, that's powerful. So your actions, you need to make the right decision now, because your action now will affect the future. It's not just about now, now, now. It's about the seed you are sowing by doing the right thing now, that will help the future, that will help your future. That's powerful. Thank you, Ayomide. Thank you, Debbie. We love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayomide, for that powerful comment.
Yes.
That's powerful. That's
So
profound.
powerful. Yes.
Your
Yes.
actions, good or
Mm,
bad, in the
mm,
future,
mm,
your actions cause either good or bad things in the future,
mm-hmm.
and that we should make our actions
Yes,
so that it
powerful.
will be good in the long run.
On the
Awesome.
line.
All right, so
Yes.
let's get into it. Let's get into it. So we're still talking about what God says versus what the world says, or let me
Yes.
sweep it, what the world
Mm,
says versus what God says, right?
yes.
All right,
Yes.
so
Yes.
listen carefully, and then this will launch us into what we the other things that we have to discuss today. So listen, one evening after school, a particular girl, I didn't name the girl,
Mm-hmm.
sat on
Yeah.
her bed. She sat on her bed scrolling through her phone.
Mm,
Everywhere she looked, or scrolling through a device, whatever device, a phone, a
mm,
tab, whatever
mm,
device you have, right?
mm,
Everywhere she looked, someone
mm,
seemed prettier, someone seemed
mm,
smarter, someone seemed happier. So prettier,
mm,
smarter, happier.
mm,
One girl had perfect skin, another
mm,
had so many friends,
mm.
another just got the highest score in class. So it looked
Wow.
like they all had it all figured out. They all had it all together, right?
Mm,
She
mm,
sighed and muttered quietly, maybe I'm just not enough. The
mm,
next day at school, it didn't get better. Her friends were laughing about a party she wasn't invited to.
mm,
In class, she got a test back and it was not great. And
mm,
during break, someone made a joke about her hair.
mm,
That small voice in her head got louder. You don't
mm,
fit in. You are not
mm,
special. You should
mm,
try harder to be like them. That night, she lay in bed thinking about everything. Then
mm,
she remembered something she had heard in church, or she had heard
mm.
on the on our podcasts,
On the
that
podcast.
and wonderfully made. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. She didn't
Yeah.
feel it, but she whispered it anyway. She didn't feel
Mm,
that she was fearfully and wonderfully made, but
mm,
she whispered it.
mm.
Yes, they said we should confess it, we should declare it. So let me
Yes.
just declare it. So she
Yes.
did. She
Yes.
said, I am chosen. I am
Mm,
loved. I am
mm,
loved. I don't
mm,
have to be like anyone else.
mm,
Even though she didn't feel it, she confessed it anyway. The next
mm,
day, nothing magically happened or
mhm,
magically changed. A
mhm,
test score didn't suddenly improve.
mhm,
People didn't suddenly clap for her, but
mm,
something inside her shifted. So
mm,
I'm going to conclude this story, but I'm telling you this because sometimes, because we're asking you to declare, we're asking you to see yourselves in a certain way, doesn't mean that tomorrow morning you're going to wake up and everything around you is going to change. It's not going to
mm,
magically change. But then
mm,
there's a shift that is happening.
mm,
There is a
mm,
shift that is happening in you because
mm,
of these words that you are listening to, because of these words that you are hearing, right?
mm,
Words form us. And that's why we are
mm,
doing this, right?
mm.
So
Yes.
nothing will magically change, but
Mm,
then there is going to be a shift, or
mm.
there is even already a
And
shift, right?
shift. Yes.
Now, when the
Yes.
comparison thoughts
Mm,
came, she
mm,
answered those thoughts. I don't need to be her. I am me.
mm, mm,
So when those thoughts come to you,
mm,
right? I always tell people
mhm,
that you fight those thoughts that comes to you with your words. Those
mm,
thoughts will come to you. Those words, thoughts are the
mm,
voice. Those
mm.
voices are the voices of the enemy that are somewhere in your head, right? You
Yes.
fight
Yes.
those thoughts with words. So
Mm,
when that thought is saying you're not good enough, you say I am good
mhm.
enough. You say it out, okay?
Ah.
Don't say it in
Mm,
your mind.
mm,
What I just said I'm good enough, but I didn't say it out. But when you say
mm,
it out, you say it with boldness. then that thing is going to silence that thought, right? So she said, I don't need to be her, I am me. When she felt left out, she reminded herself, I am not forgotten. When she looked in the mirror, she paused a little longer, not to criticize herself, but to accept who she is. You're fearfully and wonderfully made, remember? Right.
Yes.
And slowly, day by day, the loud voice of the world became quieter. Slowly, day by day, the loud voice of the world became quieter because she started listening to a better voice. So, which voice are you listening to today? I hope you are listening to the voice of God, what God says about you, not what the world is saying about you. There are lessons from here, and I want to bring them out. One of them is that the world will always have something to say. The world will always have something to say about how you should look, how you should act, how you should measure up, and all of that. But God's voice is the one that tells you the truth. And what does He say? He says you're already loved, you're already chosen, you are enough. You are not. You were never created to be a copy, right? A voice is. I mean, a song is coming to my head right now. I'm already loved. I'm already chosen, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
these are things that you should be saying. The world would always say something. Yeah. The world will always have an opinion. But what
Opinion.
God says concerning you is what matters. Do you want to chip in before we continue?
Yes, I want to chip in something, Mer. As you were talking, there was something that came to my heart. And I want our female girls on this program to carry this with them. It actually takes something to create something. And by the way, for God to form you in your mother's womb, it takes something. You are not here by accident. So don't believe what your friends at school are saying. That bully, they are bullying. Don't believe what your friends at church, because they are in church also. Your Sunday school, you will find out that there are some children there that they are so bad. It doesn't matter, maybe it's church. Don't believe what they are saying. It cost God to create just one you. You don't have a replicate. And if it has cost God to create one you, it costed him something to create just one you. He didn't just create you by accident. You are here for a purpose. Don't allow the voice of the world, the voice of your friend, to shape the imaginary you. You understand? Don't allow their word to get into you when you're at lunch at school. They are ganging up and all that. I've heard this from my daughter several times. They'll say the happening child, the happening group. They have group at schools. That some of them will even feel inferior when they don't belong to that group. You don't have to belong to that group. It cost God Almighty something to carve you out, and you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You need to let this sink into your consciousness every day and every morning, and you need to carry your head high with that. Some people will say that you are proud. You are not proud. It's just that you have identified who you are in Christ Jesus. You've identified who you are, and that will actually shape everything. The way you talk, the way you carry yourself, even when things are not going on fine, even when that your grade is low, it still does not change the fact that you are the king's child. You are Abba's daughter, and he loves you so much, and he won't trade you for anybody in the world. So I just want to chip in that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much for chipping in that. That was profound. All right, so let's get into the remaining, I think, 3 or 4 left that we're supposed to touch. So, what does God say versus what the world says about your body image and fashion? I'm not going to dwell too much on this. This is not too far from what you've been talking about before. And of course, the world says that you should show more skin to get attention. Before I get to that, when Madam Cecilia was speaking, I remember that there are some cool kids. Yes. If you belong to the
Okay.
cool kids, it's fine. It's fine. I wouldn't say don't belong to the cool kids. If you belong to the cool kids, it's fine. But if you don't, it's also fine. Is also fine. You see people doing a lot of terrible things because they want to become. In fact, they have tables, right? I think they have
Yes.
tables. They have the cool
Yeah.
table. They have the not so cool table. Also, all sort of drama. If you belong to them, I'm not. If you're there, it's good for you. Awesome, right? Maybe you are there for a reason. I don't know why I'm saying
Mm,
this. Maybe you are there for
mm,
a reason to help
mm,
one of the not so cool kids, right? Don't
mm,
join them to bully the not so cool kids because the not
mm,
so cool kids was also created by God, right? So if you belong to the
yes.
cool kid clique, it's fine. But if you
Mm,
don't belong to the not so cool kid club or
mm-hmm,
clique, it's also
mm-hmm,
fine. Please,
yes.
it's also
Mm,
fine. Don't look down on yourself for any
mm,
reason, right? The
mm,
not so cool kid today is going to be the cool kid tomorrow eventually. And you're not even, I just said that, but then
yes.
again, you're
Your
not even
standard.
defined by
Mm-hmm,
whatever they say. Who
mm-hmm, it's
defined
just
it?
standard.
Cool kid,
Mm,
not so
mm-hmm,
cool. And whatever
mm-hmm,
name they call it, who defined it?
mm.
Is the world, right? It's the
Yes.
world that defined it. So I just thought to chip in that.
Yeah.
All right.
And there
So
is something
what the
from
world says,
Ayomide. Ayomide also chipping something. Ayomide from the Olorunfemi. She said, "You are here for a purpose, not by accident." Yes, I'm rooting for you, girl. That's it. You are here for a purpose, not by accident. And the Ogumboye's family said, "Raising kingdom girls who know their worth." Yes, raising kingdom girls who know their words. Yes, that's what we're talking about here. And
okay.
there is something from um, Victoria Hongwo. She said, there are two groups in my class. Victoria, we understand what you're feeling. I will let Mama J talk to this. I know you've been to schools, Mama J. You've seen a lot. I want you to talk to
Okay.
this. I want you
Okay.
to talk
So
to this,
Victoria, let
man.
me ask you. So which group do you belong to? Is it the cool group or the not cool group? Let me know. So we'll know how to address it from there. All right. So while I'm waiting for your response, let's continue. So what the
Okay.
world says versus what God says. The world says you should show more skin. The
Mm,
world says by showing more skin, it means open your body, show your
mm,
cleavage, show your
mm,
body, show your tummy, show your thighs, show your, all those things, right?
mm,
Then yes, then dress to trend. Of course, I'm not saying
mm,
look bad. I'm not saying you should not look good. I'm not saying that this thing, but then sometimes trend is difficult. Something that is trendy
mm,
today,
mm.
tomorrow might not be trending. And so if
Yes.
you go and put stress on your parents, no, I want this
Mm,
jacket. I saw this
mm.
jacket, and that's what
It's so
is raining
fine.
now. I saw the
Mm-hmm,
sneakers, that's
mm-hmm,
what is
mm-hmm,
raining now. I saw this
mm-hmm,
red bottom, something, something. I saw you guys know what
mm.
you people used to talk about, right? Hey. So you want it, you want it. It's okay. Oh. Let them go and buy it for you. Tomorrow it will not be trending again. So please,
Mm,
doing trending something sometimes could be stressful. You sometimes you
mm,
can't even keep up with fashion.
mm,
You can't keep up with fashion
mm,
sometimes. So yeah, the world talks
mm,
about that. The world talks about there's a certain way you should dress. You should dress to trend. The world says
mm,
that surgery is normal, right? I believe that there
mm.
is no one here that is considering surgery, but I have to talk
Surgery.
about it
Mm,
because it's
mm,
raining and trendy. And
mm,
many young
mm,
people are being influenced. They
mm,
want their body shape to look like a certain way. And then they are
mm,
going to do surgery.
mm,
They're doing cosmetic surgery to look a
mm.
certain way because that
Certain
is the
ways.
world's definition of beauty, right? But
Mm,
what does God say about that? God says
mm,
modesty is power. I'm not going to dwell, I said I was not going
mm,
to dwell too much on it, but there's always something new to talk about.
yes.
God says that confidence is internal. Your confidence is
Mm,
not about the
mm,
outside. Your
mm,
confidence is not how you look like or what you look like. Your confidence is internal. Haven't you seen people that they don't look the part, but when they
mm,
speak, When they get
Mm.
into a room, they exude confidence. There is an aura that
Mm.
follows them. That's the
Mm.
kind of girl we want you to be. It's not about
Mm.
the outside. Anything can
Mm.
happen to your face. Anything
Mm.
can happen to the way you look. Anything
Mm.
can happen to that. But once your confidence is from the
Mm.
inside, there is a
Mm.
difference.
Mm.
There's something different about you. So God is saying that your
Mm.
confidence is internal, knowing who
Internally.
you are, one, and
Mm-hmm.
knowing whose you are. So
Mm-hmm.
what's your identity? And then whose
Mm.
you are. You are
Mm.
the beloved of the Lord, right?
Yes.
You are
Yes.
God's chosen generation, a
Mm-hmm.
royal
I am a
priesthood.
chosen generation. Hmm.
You are a chosen
Hmm.
generation. You are a royal priesthood, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you are royal, what do you do? When you are royal, you are not timid.
Mm.
When you are
Mm-hmm.
royal,
Mm.
you show confidence. You speak with confidence. You try
Mm-hmm.
new things. That is what
Mm.
God is saying about you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
God says that you're already enough. You already know
Mm.
that. All right. Please, do you want to add any other thing before we go ahead?
Yes, I would want to dwell on that, being called a royal priesthood. And you said something powerful, that when you know that you are a royal priesthood, you are not timid. And when we look at the life of kings, queens, there is a way they carry themselves, and there is a type of aura that follows them, the way they carry themselves, because they know who they are. And that is talking about the earthly kings and queens. How much more you you belong to your father's, you are your father's child. You belong to the most high God, the one that created the heavens and the earth, the one that has all the power in his hand, the one that created the rulers of this world. So you need to do something every morning. You need to hype yourself. After you've prayed in the morning before your parents send you out, you need to recite these words of affirmation, because this is going to help you. This will help you the way you carry yourself out there. This will help you the way you speak. This will help you the way you think. This will help you the way you do things. You can't see a royal priesthood being timid or trying to belong to the worldly group. They stand out. And the royal priesthood, they are few, and they have people that serve them. So you need to carry yourself with that dignity, with that pride, with that honor, because the world is waiting, earnestly waiting for your manifestation. We rely so much on you. Our world is a better place because you are there. Ayomide, because you are there, our world is a better place. Victoria, because you are there, our world is a better place. Uyolua, because you are there, our world is a better place. Debbie, Mercy, because you are there, our world is a better place. The Ogunboye's girls, because you are there, our world is a better place. So please don't forget this facts. It is facts. The world will try to lie to you, but the facts can be found in the Word of God. And the Word of God says that God has created you with all authority and power. So carry yourself everywhere you go with that confidence, with that truth in your consciousness. And that will help you a lot. Over to you, man.
I can see a response. She said, there is no cool kids. I still don't get that. There is no
Mm.
cool kids. I don't get that though. Maybe you can explain to me further. I don't get what you mean by there is no cool kids.
Mm.
Okay. Anyway, so let me go ahead. Let me go on. So we've talked about what the world says about body image and fashion. Now I want to
Mm-hmm.
talk about social media. I don't know how many
Mm.
of us are on social media. I don't know if we have maybe Snapchat or what's, I don't know what social media this thing you people use. I don't know if there's anyone, but if you're not there now, you probably be there later.
Yes.
You'll probably be there later. Maybe your parents will tell you that when you are age so 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 and
Age.
so, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll probably be there later. So let me just talk about that, because social media is a place where if you don't know who you are, you're
Mm.
going to you're going
Mm.
to get insecure,
Mm.
because
Really
nobody
fast.
posts things.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
nobody posts their, okay, maybe
Their
some
bad
people, but
side.
very very few of them. They don't post their struggles. They don't post the
Mm-hmm.
things that they are passing through.
Mm-hmm.
They don't post all those ad
Mm-hmm.
things. They only show
Mm-hmm.
the glam. They only
Mm.
show the beautiful things. They only show the
Mm.
filters. They don't
Mm-hmm.
show all the other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the world says your life must look perfect. The world
Mm.
says that you should post your highlights. And that's what many
Mm.
people post. They don't post their
Mm.
struggles. They only post
Mm.
the highlights. They only post the good
Mm.
things. The world
Mm.
says that if it's not aesthetic, if it's not filtered, if it's not a certain way, don't post it. The world
Mm.
says that more followers is equal to more values, right?
Mm.
Some people, once they post a picture or they post something and nobody is liking it, they get into depression. Some
Mm.
young people, oh, I'm telling you, they get into
Yes.
depression because
Mm.
nobody is liking their
Mm.
post or liking whatever it is that they're doing, right?
Mm.
So we have people like that. We also have people that say if people don't engage, you are irrelevant.
Mm.
Please, is that,
Mm.
does that define you in any way? Does that define you in any way? No, no. And then you hear people, young people saying, I'm behind. Why is it that everyone
Mm.
is progressing and I'm not progressing?
Mm. Mm.
Why is it that everyone is progressing and I'm not progressing? I'm sorry about that.
Mm.
Why is
Okay.
it that why is my life not exciting? Right?
Mm.
Or you hear things like they're comparing themselves, and
Mm.
they are comparing themselves, and it's showing on the inside because they are comparing themselves. And then you just feel like, I'm not good enough and all of that.
Mm.
I don't know why this person keeps calling.
They want to join the
All right,
program.
so
Yeah.
all right. So that is what the world says, right? Some
Mm.
people, they sit down and check, how many views do I have? How many people have checked it? They
Mm.
feel bad when they don't have enough likes and enough engagement. Some people feel,
Mm.
they feel terrible. And some of them even delete whatever it is that they have done because they feel that they
Mm.
don't have the engagement, right? But what does
Mm.
God say? God says that in the book of Galatians chapter 1 verse 10, it says, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God?
Mm.
So that's a question for you. Are you trying
Mm.
to win the approval of human beings, or you're trying to
Mm.
win the approval of God?
Mm.
So it's whichever one is the
Mm.
one you are trying to approve. I
To
mean,
approve.
the one that you are trying to approve gets their
Mm.
approval. That's the one you should pick.
Mm.
And I believe that every lady here, every young girl here is
Yes.
is looking for the approval of God
Yes.
alone,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
because many girls are not living, they're just performing. It is like a
Mm.
rat race. They are performing to
Mm.
become relevant. They are not, so just doing things so that people
Mm.
can validate them. God is
Validate.
not counting on your followers. Oh. God is not counting on how many followers you
Mm.
have. He needs you to shape your character. He needs you
Mm.
to become a better person. He needs you to be a light in everywhere you find yourself. He needs you
Mm.
to be an example, not chasing
Mhm.
what is not necessary, not chasing what is not important. Right
Mm.
now, let's talk about some two category of girls. There are some
Mm.
girls that are free, and there are
Mm.
some girls that are filtered.
Mm.
Filtered girls, free girls. And then
Mm.
you let me know which one you want to be. Filtered
Mm.
girls, free girls. Filtered girls, they perform because they
Mm.
need approval.
Mm.
Filtered girls, they compare. They compare
Mm.
themselves with other girls and other people. Filtered girls, they compete. And this
Mm.
competition, if the competition is healthy,
Mm. Healthy competition or bad competition. Mm. Yeah. Thank you so much, Debbie, for the comments saying that this is powerful. We're so glad that you're enjoying and you're learning something from this podcast today. And thank you, Praise, for joining us. Welcome back, Ma. Welcome back.
Okay. Can we hear
Yeah.
me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Ma.
Okay. All right. So filtered girls, they compete. And I was saying that if the competition is healthy, it's good. But if the competition is not healthy, then that's a problem. That's where the problem is, right? Filtered girls, they seek applause. They are looking for approval. And so everything they are doing it for other people. They are not doing it for themselves. If you're doing it, anything you're doing, as long as the motive is wrong, there is a problem. So search your heart every time, whatever you're doing, what is the motive behind it? So filtered girls, they seek applause, and then they're afraid of being overlooked. So they always want to belong. So they do everything that is possible for them to do to belong. And then free girls, they know who they are. They know whose they are.
Who's there? Yes.
They don't chase attention. They post without anxiety, or they do whatever they're doing without anxiety. Free girls, they can log off anytime without any panic. Um, Free girls, they don't shrink for approval. They don't shrink for approval. So that's the difference between filtered girls and free girls. So which one are you? Are you filtered or are you free?
Free girl.
Are you filtered or are you free? I believe that this is a time for you to answer that question in your mind.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right.
And Mrs. Mary is saying that competition can lead to mental problems.
Yeah.
It can lead to they will say they're having how do they put it? They normally use one word. They are going through emotional distress, or what do they use? What do they call it? Yeah, it
Is
all
it
comes
depression?
depression. Thank you, ma. It all comes from comparing yourself with somebody else whose God has already created to run their race. You need to run your own race with dignity and pride, without looking for approval, without looking at what is going on in other people's life. You can let their life motivate you to do better, but don't let their life make you feel bad of yourself, because you're running your race. You're somebody going somewhere to happen. It's just a matter of time. And the Bible even says it, that children are arrows in God's hand. And you can imagine when you have arrow, when you shoot an arrow, it's not going to stay where you are. It's going to go far beyond where you can see. So, as Haba's daughter, God's princess, God's girl, he has created you for a purpose, and he's launching you to go happen at that purpose, at that place, to fulfill your purpose. So don't compete with your friends, don't compete with your classmates. Do your own race, run your race with dignity and pride, and don't let anybody dim your lights. I need to put that. The world will tell you that you don't have any light. In fact, as a matter of fact, you don't have anything to offer. But the one that created you and formed you in your mother's womb, he has already said that you have a purpose. God cannot just create anybody, anything. He created you for a purpose. And the big one, let me shock you, the big one is that God did not even create you for you alone. So your consequence today is not going to affect you alone. It's going to affect your world, because when you try as much as possible to align with God, to become who God wants you to be, you're going to be a good ambassador to yourself, and you are going to be a good ambassador to others. You'll be able to help others to shine their light. So When you do bad things to yourself, when you allow that bad thoughts from your friends at school and all that to get at you, you are not only depriving yourself, you're depriving other lights that are attached to yours. So, therefore, as daughter of God, shine your light wherever you are and don't allow anybody to use their word, their look, their attitude to dim your light because others are waiting for your light so that they can shine through your light. Again, when your light shine, that is when other lives that are attached to yours can also shine. And on the final notes, don't look at yourself that I'm just a girl, I'm just 17, I'm just 15, I'm just 13. You're powerful. You're powerful. As in, look beyond what you see now. Affirm yourself that you are powerful. You carry something that the whole world is earnestly waiting for. Over to you, Madam J. Mama J.
Okay, thank you. That was profound. So we have just two more to go. So I'll just rush over it quickly and then we can take your questions. Um, the next one, what the world says versus what God says about comparison and competition.
Mm,
Comparison and competition. The world says that you should compete with other girls. The
mm,
world says that another girl's success should threaten you. And I need us to,
mm,
this is very important because I need us to
mm,
cultivate a habit of, many people say that women don't support women, ladies don't
mm,
support ladies. It starts from now. Oh. It starts
mm,
from now. Another
mm,
lady or another girl's success should not threaten you. It should
mm,
motivate you.
mm,
It should motivate you to want something better for yourself. It should encourage you to want to do better for yourself. So
mm,
please don't
mm,
join. Don't, in fact, it's not don't join.
mm,
It's a wrong thing. It's
mm,
a wrong assumption, a wrong whatever it is that is
mm,
going around that people are saying all the
mm,
time when they say that another girl's success threatens you. No, another girl's
mm.
success should not threaten you. It should
Yes.
encourage you. It should
Mm,
motivate you. That's
mhm,
what the world says. And you see girls fighting each other because they want to be
mm,
better. You see,
mm,
instead of them to support one another, to do
mm,
better, to achieve better, to get higher, to grow higher.
mm,
Now, God says you should celebrate one
mm,
another.
mm,
I'll say that again. God
mm.
says you should celebrate one
One
another.
another. Mm,
Yes.
mm,
So celebrate other
mm,
people.
mm,
Celebrate the people that are doing great because in you celebrating them, God is getting you ready for your next season. So
mm,
please celebrate others. God
mm,
says that it's collaboration,
mm,
collaboration as against competition. That's what it should
mm,
be. Collaborate. How can both of you partner? How
mm,
can that person in your class partner with you? What can you do together, right? To make the
mm,
girl, to make the female gender
mm,
become
mm,
better. Instead of you
mm,
competing with one another, collaborate.
mm,
There is something that both of you can collaborate with one another.
Collaborate. Mm,
Collaborate. Yes.
mm,
Then you have a unique race because somebody is here now
mm,
does not mean that you're not going to get there. There is a saying that they say that there's something they say in Nigeria. I don't know if they say it over there as well. That whenever
mm,
you wake up, that's your morning.
mm,
You, you might be in that place where things are not working the way you want it to work. But whenever you wake up, that's your morning. That's to say that your
mm,
race is different from another person's race, right?
mm.
So you
Yes.
might not be there yet. It does not mean you're not going to eventually get there. I love this
Mm,
comment. Delay is not denial. So because you're
mm-hmm,
not getting what you want right now, does not mean that you
mm-hmm.
will not eventually get it,
That's it.
right?
Mm,
Ehen.
yes.
Another person says celebrate each other. Do not
Mm,
envy. Very
mm,
important. So please take
yes.
it with you. Encourage
Mm,
every other girl there. It is not a
mm,
confusion. It's not a competition. Some people are
mm-hmm,
fighting each other because they want the same things.
mm-hmm.
Who tells you? See how big the sky is. The sky
Very
is
big.
large enough for many birds to fly. The
Yes.
sky is large enough for many birds to fly. And I
Mm,
tell you, that whatever it is that you're doing, your flavor is different. Even if 10 people are
Mm-hmm.
doing the same thing that you're doing, for example, your flavor is different. So the
Yes.
world needs your flavor. Your class needs your
Mm.
flavor. Your church
Mm.
needs your flavor. Your family
Mm.
needs your flavor. So don't
Mm.
compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to
Yes.
your siblings, please.
Mm.
Don't compare yourself to anybody in your church or in your
Mm.
school. Don't compare yourself to anybody in your neighborhood. Your race
Mm.
is unique. And the last one before we close tonight is what the
Mm.
world says versus what God says as regards emotional and mental health. And this is
Mm.
important because we
Mm.
have young people that are
Mm.
having emotional issues and mental issues. It's not doesn't have anything to do with age, right?
Mm.
The world says, okay, before I get there, sometimes you feel sad, right? I believe the answer is
Mm.
yes. Sometimes you
Yes.
feel anxious. Yes. Sometimes you
Mm.
feel overwhelmed. It's part of life. There are emotions that
Mm.
you're supposed to feel. There are good emotions and there are
Mm.
negative emotions. All of
Mm.
those emotions are negative emotions, but you are expected to feel at some point. But then again, sometimes you pretend that you are fine when you're not fine. Sometimes you're
Mm.
sad, you're overwhelmed, you are anxious, and you are pretending. Don't
Mm.
pretend when it happens. All right.
Mm.
Do you feel pressure sometimes? Yes.
Mm.
You will feel
Yes.
pressure. If you are the firstborn, for
Mm.
example,
Mhm.
if you are
Mhm.
doing, sometimes pressure comes in
Mhm.
different ways,
Mhm.
right? You feel pressure sometimes, right? Maybe some people are doing better in school, you are not doing as good
Mhm.
as them, and your parents are
Mhm.
pressurizing you. Is that what I sent you to
Mhm.
school to do? You're not doing this, you're
Mhm.
not doing that. You feel pressure to do
Mhm.
better.
Mhm.
There, yes, it is normal for you to do that. But sometimes you're pretending that you're strong. You're pretending that
Mm.
you are happy, right?
Mm.
Have you ever thought that needing help makes you weak? The truth is
Mm.
that you need help, you are not a weak person. Everybody needs
Mm.
help at one
Yes.
point or the other in their life. So
Yeah.
if you're feeling negative emotions, if you're feeling any of those bad emotions, God put those emotions there. You are not
Mm.
different. It's not peculiar to you. Speak to someone, please. Speak to
Mm.
someone. Don't swallow it. Don't keep it in because before it becomes terrible. If you're constantly feeling anxious, please talk to
Mm.
someone. If you're
Mm.
constantly sad, please talk to
Mm.
someone. Talk to your parents,
Mm.
talk to a trusted adult, talk to if you're
Mm.
constantly feeling jealous of someone or envious of someone, they
Mm.
are negative
Mm.
emotions. You can feel
Mm.
them sometimes, but if it's a constant thing, there is a problem.
Mm.
There is a problem. But where am I going to? The world says that you should hide your struggles. The world says
Mm.
that you should always be a strong girl. Don't cry. You're a big girl. Don't cry.
Mm.
The world is not correct,
Mm.
right? God
Yes.
created those emotions for a reason. And that's why I said
Mm.
speak to someone.
Mm.
So, what are you supposed to do? Speak to someone
Mm.
about it. Let me
Mm.
give you examples of people that cried in the Bible. David cried.
Mm.
He did, right? He felt
Yes.
anxious at some point. He cried.
Yes.
Jesus
Yes.
wept. That's
Yes.
the shortest verse in the
Shortest
Bible, John
verse
11.
in the Bible.
Jesus
Mm-hmm.
wept. So if Almighty Jesus
Mm-hmm.
can cry, who are you to say, I'm
Mm-hmm.
a strong girl? I'm a strong girl,
Mm.
and you're hiding all your emotions. When you keep hiding all
Mm.
those emotions, it's building, it's building, it's building, it's building. And before you
Mm.
know it, you are entering into
Mm.
a place where you cannot even understand yourself.
Mm.
Right. So um joy, sadness, anger, fear, all of those things are part of being human. So when you experience those emotions, it's okay, but speak to someone about it. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable.
Mm.
God cares about your anxiety, and
Mm.
I'm sure your parents care about your anxiety. There's somebody that
Yes.
cares about your anxiety. So the
Yes.
world says keep it in. Don't say anything about it. Don't cry.
Mm.
Don't tell anybody. If people are
Mm.
bullying you, don't say
Mm.
anything. Don't do anything.
Mm.
If somebody is trying to abuse you sexually, don't say anything.
Mm.
That's what the word says. When you're
Mm.
going through stuffs, please speak out. Nobody will know
Mm.
what you're going through if you don't talk about it. All right.
Yes.
Do you want to add anything? With that, we have
Wow.
concluded.
As you were talking, Ma, what actually came to mind was the lie from the world. The world would say that if you cry, you're weak. Even when you're feeling bad within you, even when you're feeling depressed, You still have to create this strong face, you know? You don't have to tell anyone about it, you know? You don't have to tell your parent about it. That's the lie from the world. But what God says is that, my daughter, I know how you're feeling. I feel you. I know your struggles. Come unto me, all you that are labored and heavily burdened, and I will give you rest. You can't get the rest if you don't speak it out. Your rest starts by the time you speak out. By the time you talk to your parent about it, you talk to an adult about it, because these people, they know what you're feeling. They've been there before. They can guide you. They can go back to the biblical principle and help you to navigate it, to navigate life. And there is nothing that is new under the earth. Whatever you're going through, someone at some point in time, they've been there before, so they can guide you through it. So don't let what the word says, that don't show your weakness. You just have to be strong, you have to be bold, even though deep down within you, that thing is eating you deep. So I want to encourage you today. Allowing that to eat you deep without speaking out is not the way. That is where you see emotional distress uh, will set in, depression will set in, because you've bottled so much that you shouldn't bottle. You know, you need a shoulder to lean on, and that is why we have a show like this to help you, and that is why you have that adults in your life to help you. So speak out, and don't forget your word of affirmation of who God says you are. Over to you, man. Yeah, you're
I'm
muted.
muted. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we have come to the end of what the world says versus what God says. But we have an assignment for you. Two, actually. Two.
Mhm.
The first one is that you're going to take write a declaration or an affirmation of what God says about you. And it's peculiar to you. It's peculiar to you. It's peculiar to you, Debbie. It's peculiar to you, Ayomide. It's peculiar to you, um of every one of us that is on this
Everyone.
live right now.
Yeah.
Is peculiar to you, right? So what does the world say? I mean, what does God say about me, right? So I want you to do that. I want you to write that out, right? Once you have done that, show it to, I would have said we should, maybe we're going to take one or two next class before we continue. Yeah, we can do that.
Mhm.
We can take one or two next class. But once you have done that, show it to your parents, your mom, your dad, somebody that you can show it to, and take it every day. Take
Mm.
it every day.
Mm.
Declarations and affirmations are powerful. So, what does
Mm.
God say about me? Write it down. It could be just 5 lines. It could be 10 lines. If God is saying 20
Mhm.
lines about you, oh, awesome, good for
Yes.
you. It could be
Yes.
just
Yes.
2 lines. It does not matter.
Mm.
But what is God saying about you? I want you to write it down, and I want you to show it to your guardian, your parents. And then once they have corrected one or two things about it, you start
Mm.
taking that affirmation. So by next podcast, I'm going to ask maybe one or two of us to just
Mm.
read out, maybe type it in, not
Mhm.
mostly not read out, just type in what the affirmations are. Then I like this. If Jesus wept, I saw it.
Oh,
I
I
saw
be
it.
waiting to cry.
If Jesus wept, who I be when no go cry? Oh, did go mommy. Hey, after this our we no children, people will not understand this still like this. But we understand.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the first assignment.
Yeah, I think
And
I want to add a little bit on that
okay,
first assignment.
yes.
So, for everyone that is watching us on this podcast today, by next month, write out the affirmation so that as you're logging in, you're sending it in to us. And what we want you to do is this affirmation, you can make it beautiful, you can craft it out, and you can post it by your bed, you know, where you can see it every day, every morning when you wake up. Try to chew it. What I mean by chewing it is try to confess it every morning. After your morning devotion, try to confess it as you're going to school. Remember, and before you know it, it will be part of you and it's going to help you. So please, I'm begging you to endeavor to do this and share it with your parents and confess it every day. All right, Ma, to you.
Okay, and then the next one is reading chapter 1 of the In Between.
Mm-hmm.
The In Between, you're going to read chapter 1 because chapter 1 is very, very relevant to what we have discussed on the last 2 episodes. So you're going to read chapter 1 and then you're going to share with us what you have learned, right? It's for those that are in Nigeria, you can get it. I think my number is scrolling on the screen, or you can reach out. We will find a way to reach out to you. And then for those outside the country that want to get the book, the link to get the book is on Seller, is available on Seller. The link to get the book is available with Madam Cecelia. She's going to share that, right? So chapter 1 of the In Between is one of one. That's you. One of one, that's you. I want you to read it. I want you to digest it. And then by the next episode of this podcast, you're going to tell us what you learned in that chapter because it's very relevant to what you have done in the last 2 episodes. So I think that's basically it. Over to you, Ma.
Yeah, so this is the book again. We're going to send out the link. Chapter 1. I will also try to send you the hard copy. I will share that so that will not be an excuse for you not to go over this book. And the chapter 1 is also very, very powerful. Read it and we'll all discuss it by the next month when we come together. I hope you've been blessed joining us on the show tonight. I hope that you've learned 1 or 2 things. Tonight's show wrap up the first topic, which is what the word says versus what God says. So next month, April, we'll be going into another topic, a powerful one that is going to help you. The program is to help you become who God has says you be, you are, who God has called you to be. And we don't want you to miss this for anything. And thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you, Mrs. Mary Ogunro, for joining. Thank you, Ayomide Olorunfemi, for joining. Thank you, Victoria and sisters, for joining. Thank you, Debbie and Mercy, for joining. Thank you, the Huyolua from Missouri, the Olabintons, for joining. Thank you, everyone, for joining. The people that are watching, Peace from Atlanta, thank you for joining. I'm trying to run over everything. The Agape children in Ilorin, thank you for joining. Agape Mission, children from Ilorin, thank you for joining. The Stock Mission from Ibadan, thank you for joining us today. The Abayomi Ogumboye's family, the girls, thank you for joining. We love you all, and thank you so much. I hope you've been blessed by today's powerful program. Until next month, when we come your way, it's still Mama J and Cecelia Howard, helping you to understand the virtue, the value that God has already instilled in you to become a powerful woman that can influence our world positively. We love you, and we'll see you back here next month. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Cecelia, a world and Mama J. We teach your girl child virtue. We teach your girl child good value. We raise an awesome female child to change our world. Together building a wholesome, God-fearing girl child, changing their world for a better place. Here we share love in abundance, shaping a girl child one at a time.